I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. Couple minutes on the score. Every time they want to clash, the winners kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stock, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
Welcome to the British Basketball League live on Sky Sports and across the USA. And for the avoidance of any doubt, today is actually Friday. And there's just a handful of games left in 2023. So we've decided to end the year with a bang. It's last year's treble-winning, all-conquering London Lions away at the trophy champions Caledonia Gladiators. It's a top-of-the-table confrontation as first takes on second. Gladiators versus Lions, an epic clash as old as time.
London and Caledonia.
When the heart of the warrior meets the heart of the beast. What's a shot? And Jordan Taylor. Oh my gosh.
Wait a minute.
Get ready.
What a rejection. Get out of here. The boss. Gladiators making things happen on both ends of the floor.
Expect heart in the mouth moment.
Oh my goodness. Jordan Taylor, Mr. Kryptonite. Are you kidding me? By Buttrey. Oh, baby.
Get down out of here. Who will have the heart to win?
Open this season, the Play Sport Arena in East Kilbride has become somewhat of a fortress for the Gladiators. They've only lost twice on home court. And a month ago, the Scots enjoyed a 4-game winning streak, which included statement wins at fellow title contenders Cheshire and tonight's opposition, London. With their European adventures over, Gareth Murray's men will be laser focused on overhauling the Lions once again. As for the Lions, they've played more games than anyone else in the league and are also very busy in Europe. They are stretched. They're fresh from a loss against table-topping Paris in the Euro Cup on Boxing Day. However, the Lions arrive in Glasgow in imperious league form. They haven't lost since being beaten by tonight's opposition. And that's a 5-game winning streak. Can Petar Bozic squeeze one more win out of his roster in 2023? And we thought we'd squeeze one more game out of Leicester Riders head coach Rob Paternostro and Surrey Scorchers superstar Josh Still. Good evening and welcome to both of you. Good. What a way to close out on Sky Sports, Coach Rob, and what a game we have in store tonight.
Yeah, it's exciting. Anything like last time, we'll be in for a real treat. Overtime thriller at the Copper Box. Should be a good one tonight.
Let's see how we get on. And for you, Josh, you've played in East Kilbride at this new stadium. You know what it's like to try and get a win at the Gladiators. It's tough, isn't it?
Absolutely. Playing on the road is always difficult, and the travel to Caledonia is always a tough one. Lions have got a tough schedule enough as it is. And with a depleted squad, it's going to be even more difficult.
Yeah, let's see how the Lions get on. They are a tired squad, but we have got the starting five for the Gladiators. Coach Rob, take us through.
Yeah, it's a difficult starting five that they have because they can hurt you in so many different ways. Dubose is that hard-charging guard from the backcourt that gets in the paint a lot. Whelan and Paliza stroke the three. And then you have Do-It-All Anwas and then the big man Clifton Moore. So very difficult team to defend.
Yeah, what a combination in Whelan and Dubose. And Josh, you've got the starting five for London.
Yep, despite missing guys, they've still got an impressive starting lineup. One of my favourite bigs in the league, Gabe Oluseni, along with his teammate from international GB point guard, Luke Nelson. Jordan Taylor helping him in the backcourt. Connor Morgan, who I think is going to have a big game tonight. And Kieran Sandy, the young guy, helping him out there as well.
Yeah, very different looking starting lineup for London Lions, like you say. Let's see how they get on tonight. But it is time to go courtside now. Drew Lasker is with Caledonia. And in homage to a series about to hit the UK airwaves once again, Gladiators, ready!
Okay, Jeanette, I see what you did right there. I got you. And since you're talking about Gladiators, let's start with legend. Meet right here, GB International, Patrick Whelan. We know about the elite shooting, his ability to get downhill with his right hand. But my favorite part is his on-ball defense. So look out for that. But let's find another Gladiator. Let's go with giant 6'10" Clifton Moore Jr. In December, he's been able to double his average, and he's brought energy and athleticism to that starting lineup. But more importantly, he's brought rim protection. So I got me a new outfit because I'm told on Friday nights he has a block party and everybody's invited.
I do wonder what music they're playing at this party. I mean, for Pat Whelan, you must miss him. What a player, you know, the heartbeat of this team, but someone who now at the Gladiators is doing great things.
Well, we love Pat Whelan. He was great to have on the team. He's a competitor, and he's one of the more confident shooters you'll ever find. When he catches the ball, he feels like it's going in every single time. But what I also like about Pat is he comes ready to work every day. He's very durable, good size, good strength, doesn't miss many games, plays minutes, and also a winner. We've seen him make big plays time and time again for us, and also this season for the Caledonia Gladiators.
And in terms of what he will have to bring to this team to make sure that they can stay within contention for the title, Josh, it is key, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, he needs to continue to be consistent and, being a leader for this team.
Yeah, and I want to talk to you about Clifton Moore Jr., Josh. I know that this is a player that you know as well. Talk to me about his development, actually, at the Gladiators.
Well, he's had an opportunity here to get a lot more minutes with injuries, so I think he's been able to show a lot more of his game. One of the things that I think impresses me the most is his motor. I think that's something that people he's playing against have to be able to keep up with him. He's a modern-day big, which means, he runs hard, protects the basket, sets lots of screens, and does an amazing job on the offensive glass like he does here. Here again, we see his energy, even playing hard on defense and able to push the ball here. I heard Coach Murray talk about his skill set as being a bit guard-like, so seeing an ability there to put the ball on the floor. And here's that rim protection we were talking about. If he does not blocking shots, he's changing shots.
Yeah, and this is it's a bit of a unicorn, isn't he, in the sense of his size and his athleticism there, Coach Rob?
You want to talk about potential going forward? This guy has it in abundance. I've been very impressed with him, and I think what's nice about him is that he can impact the game on both ends of the floor, not just offensively, defensively. He's a real rim protector.
Let's see how he gets on tonight. But for now, we can put the Scots on the rocks, and next it's the Lions. And remember, when it comes to watching basketball, if you're tired of London, then you're tired of life. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to the British Basketball League. We are live on Sky Sports and across the USA, so thank you so much for tuning in. And tonight we have a blockbuster clash at the top of the table. It's London versus Caledonia. Let's head down courtside now and speak to Drew Lasker. We've thrown him to the Lions.
If the game is on the line, I'm pushing my chips to the middle of the table, and I'm all in with Jordan Taylor. There's nothing our colleague can't do. Buzzer beaters, analyst, commentator, podcast host. He has ice in his veins, and he's clutch. But if he's not taking the last shot, then I guarantee you it'll be this fella right here. Conor Morgan, elite shooter. And if you're playing Call of Duty, he's the guy in a window 100 feet away holding a sniper rifle, just laying them down because he has a beautiful stroke, taught by his dad. And here's my word to the Gladiators, if you listen, don't leave this fella open.
No, do not leave him open, because no Matt Morgan tonight, but for Conor Morgan, what are we seeing from him tonight? He's going to play some ball tonight. We should be expecting that, Josh.
Absolutely. I think he's necessary for London to have a really good game tonight. I think they're going to lean on him quite a lot. As a shooter myself, I can do nothing but show appreciation to this man's jump shot. What I love here, he doesn't need a lot of time or space either. And it being 6'9", 6'10", there's not a lot you can do once he decides to shoot it. There's not a lot you can do to change his shot. He doesn't even see you. So, yeah, I think Lions are going to use him a lot in different actions to be able to, like, take advantage of his shooting ability and create other opportunities for everyone else.
And he's been so solid this season, hasn't he, Coach Rob?
Well, he's killed us, murdered us. I mean, every game he's been on fire against us. And what I like about him is it's hard to switch on the screens with him, because if you do switch on the screens, he can take the smaller man into the post and score in there. He's been an incredible player for them this season.
No, he has been good. And someone else who's been absolutely superb for them is Jordan Taylor as well. Jordan Taylor, of course, a friend of the show. This is somebody, as he is aging, he's becoming like fine wine. His experience is really showing in his game.
Well, Jordan Taylor, he's been a star for a long time. Mr. Basketball in Minnesota in high school, then went on to the Wisconsin Badgers. All-American team he made, has had a really good European career, and then he's come to London and he's pulled the strings for him. He's a great passer, as you see here. The pass into the post, not easy to do right there. He loves to come up with the big plays in the big moments. And it's not just the buzzer beaters that he hits. We'll see one of those coming up soon. But it's when they're struggling on the offensive end, he decides to get a little bit more aggressive with his shot. He has a great feel for the game, and this is what we're talking about. When the game's on the line, he feels comfortable making the big play.
Yeah, and I think this is what we're seeing, isn't it? For someone like Jordan, he's really showing that when the squad feels depleted, when they're tired, Josh, he's got to step up.
That's exactly what you need from your point guard. That's exactly what you need. Like Rob said, you know, you don't necessarily need to be scoring the ball all the time, but you know when you need to step up and score. The most important thing is getting your teammates involved, making sure the team's running. When things aren't going well, you got to take the responsibility on yourself.
He's got to take on that role. Well, I think it's about time we hear from a Serb and a Scot. See if you can tell which is which. Here are the coaches for tonight.
You've done it before. What's the recipe for taking down the Lions?
Team basketball. Team basketball. We want to play defense. We've got to limit Gabe inside. We've got to take away Jordan Taylor going left with a pull-up. Just make every catch difficult, make every shot difficult. I know they're a talented team. It's difficult to just stop one person, but overall, we got to play good basketball.
I mean, we are in a great spot. Everything, the long season, what brings a little bit of ups and downs. You know, the great chemistry. The guys love to play together, and they prove that every day.
And tell us about Clifton Moore's Jr.'s impact as of late.
Yeah, he's been great. I thought when you brought him in, I thought he was going to be that type of player that he's been playing right now. Recently, Ferrell's obviously been out injured to give him a bit more playing time, but it's kind of how I would expect him to play. He had a good college career.
Team who play physical and tough, maybe slight slower pace, but very good and with a lot of patience on a half court. You know, the last game we played them, we lost that one, so full respect what they're doing this year.
Respect all around from both coaches. But for you, Coach Rob, seeing both of them there, knowing how well they're doing in the league this season so far, who have you got for tonight?
Well, I'm not sure what Coach Murray got for Christmas this year, but I know when he looked at the roster tonight, that's a present. So he's got to take advantage of that tonight. I expect him to get the W.
Yeah, absolutely. And for you then, Josh, when you hear that, what do you think?
Honestly, I think London have got a chance to hold on to this one. You know, they're battle tested. They're used to playing a lot of games, and with players like Jordan Taylor being able to like bring that experience and steady the ship, I think they've got a good chance holding on to this one.
Let's see how we go. It's first against second at the sold-out PlaySport Arena. Tip-off on the other side of this in the company of Antro and Todd Harris.
Welcome to the big showdown in East Kilbride, Scotland tonight. 1 versus 2. It is the London Lions coming in at 20-3, taking on the Caledonia Gladiators at 13-7. The official tonight, Stephen Ferris, Marianne Dobbs-McCloshik, and John Paul Heron on the call. We look forward to this one inside the Play Sport Arena. Todd Harris alongside with the former Leicester rider Ant Rowe, and this is a big one. Momentum going into that trophy, which is coming up in January.
It is indeed, and there's nothing to separate these two teams as well. 1 apiece so far in league play. Yes, there's 4 games, so you've got to feel that this is more desperation for the home team here. If Caledonia can pull off a victory here, it just closes the gap there for the race for the title.
Jeanette talked about it, sold out arena, so everyone in the East Kilbride area is in the Play Sport tonight because they are in for a treat. This is a great matchup in the British Basketball League as we get ready for 1 versus 2. The Lions making the journey to Scotland in their traveling whites, and the Gladiators in their home blues, and we are underway with the Gladiators controlling the tip. Well, the big elephant in the room I think we got to talk about right off the bat, Ant Rowe, is the lack of players on the London Lions bench. They come in usually so deep, so much depth. Tonight they are thin. They've got 5 players that will not see any action tonight.
That's exactly it, Todd. And look, what they don't have is a lack of quality. They don't have the quantity, but they certainly have the quality. And some of the players they've got here in the starting roster, one in particular, Jordan Taylor, you know, absolute, you know, the top caliber player you'll see in Europe.
Seeing Jordan Taylor and Luke Nelson starting in the backcourt to get that ball. Trying to get over to Connor Morgan was Olasheni, and it goes out of bounds back to Caledonia. The names that you will not see tonight for Peter Boschitz and the Lions is Sam Decker, Matt Morgan. Now, they did not play the last time these teams met, but also Tarek Phillip, Dante Grantham, and Mo Solowati not playing tonight as well.
And that's where we're going to see what that does to the... Oh, and as you see, a low block that just flies its way through the rim. Easy dunk. It just didn't comment there of the absentees there. You know, when you look at Matt Morgan, Decker, Grantham, Phillip, and Solowati's production this year, that's 60 points per game that this London Lions team are going to have to compensate for this evening. So, you know, again, they've got a quality enough roster to do that, but where I see the disadvantages, you'll see units here that they are not typically used to playing together. That is where the disadvantage is for the London Lions.
So early dunk by the Gladiators. Patrick Whelan picking up a foul on the guard. Taylor on the dribble. Inside Olasheni, beautiful passing. They talked about it in the pre-show. Jordan Taylor can do what you need him to do. Do you need him to be more aggressive offensively? He'll do it. But he's a floor general and a great passer.
That's exactly it. Rob Patnostro hit the nail on the head. You'll see the highlight him hitting game winners, but he does so much more. The little deflections, the steals, the penetrations, the kicks. He is everything you'd want in a point guard.
Deep range 3 coming off the hands of Prince Onwas. So he is off to a great start in Caledonia, early out 5-2. We were talking before the tip, and you said it was more important for Caledonia to get a fast, or more important, for the Lions to get a better start than the Gladiators.
I think so. You know, we've seen London Lions play against other teams in the league, Newcastle, Plymouth, with depleted rosters. They went down early, and they've been chasing the game the whole game. When that happens, Coach Boschitz sometimes has to put the white flag in a little bit earlier, which means that the opposition have the advantage. It's really important for London here to have a strong start to stay competitive.
Jordan Taylor tries to skip past cross court, intercepted. Gladiators coming out, alley-oop there and thrown down.
And that's the asset you have in Moore Jr. 6'11" center. Just throw it up there, and he'll go and get it.
CMJ for his first bucket. Connor Morgan comes back firing. He's off the front of the rim, and the Gladiators could not have asked for a much better start. It's 7:40 still to play in the first. They've got themselves a 5-point lead on the leading champs.
Well, other things happening as you see Onwas there, straight to the basket, far too easy, and good vision there from Paliza to see us running big man right down the middle, but very little resistance from London defensively, which I think Coach Boschitz should be disappointed in.
Trying to tighten up that inside interior defense. There you see points off turnovers, 4 quick ones coming for the Gladiators on their home court. Ball knocked away, double team come. Gladiators handle it, shot clock down to 2, can't get that one to fall. Luke Nelson will take it away.
Bad defensive set there from London. You see the aggressive double team on the low post.
Oof. Way too easy, Olasheni all by himself.
Wow, how does he get that opener? GB International, you've got to get back and you've got to guard the guys that can do the most damage inside, and Olasheni is certainly a guy you have to be mindful of.
Free flowing offense early coming from both teams. Happy to get out and run now. Jordan Taylor running the offense, finds Connor Morgan on the wing who gives it right back to him. The Lions now, deep range 3 coming from Luke Nelson. Why not? And we're all even at 7.
That was a deep one, and that's a really good sign if you're a London Lions fan, because this is what will happen as well. Sometimes the subtraction of certain players gives the floor for players, again, who have done this in their career. Luke Nelson is a GB international who's played all over Europe, and, you know, big occasions like this you'll thrive on.
Elisa off the mark on his first 3 attempts. So you got to think the London Lions have weathered a bit of the storm over the first 3.5 minutes, and they find themselves all even here at PlaySport Arena. Inside Olasheni, that shot blocked away, and there's the block party that Drew Lasker was talking about.
It is indeed, and it started early.
Right to the rack. There is no fear with Ian Dubose.
No, he's been excellent for them this year, and we've often commented on their lack of point guards in their role, but boy is Ian Dubose fitted into that role. 6 assists along with his production this year.
IDB, and there's the outside kick. Not a backup 3. Don't make it 2 in a row for Luke Nelson. 9-7, Caledonia on top. Winners of last year's trophy title, taking on the defending champions from the league. And Patrick Whelan now feeling it from the outside.
Unbelievable. Inside, outside, Patrick Whelan, his versatility, can score a number of ways, but this year, impressively, 41% from the 3-point line.
How about Whelan's last performance against the St. London Lions at the Copper Box, I believe it was. 26 points in that effort. As Olasheni's fouled, he'll go to the line. Probably a smart foul, as Polisa was looking at getting posterized in his own building. And off to a quick start here as we are squeezing in one more great game to wrap up 2023. The London Lions coming in at 20-3. But again, as Jeanette, Coach Rob, and Josh talked about, they have been very busy with the Euro Cup.
They have. The schedule for them has been relentless. And it's not just been the volume of games, the competition they've played. They were just in Paris just a couple days ago with a very, very tough Paris team this year were predicted one of the favourites in the Euro Cup. So London have got and it doesn't end for them as well. Yeah. They play on New Year's Day.
They come right back at New Year's Day, and then they jump right into the heat of the trophy, which we are looking forward to. The trophy competition taking place. We'll have more on that as the broadcast continues on. But we're basically splitting the league into 2 groups of 5. They're going to play each other one time, go all the way around, and then the top 4 teams are going to go up to Birmingham and have a little old-fashioned semifinal battle until we get to the championship.
That'll be fun. It'll be really quite unique, too, to have a pause in play from league action and be in tournament play.
All taking place in January. Interior pass good, and the second pass even better for Clifton Moore Jr. Did a great job of finding Princeton Onwas, on the outside.
Good, encouraging the start from Onwas. He's been a little bit below par the last couple of games, so be refreshing for him to see his form return.
Bradley Caboza has checked into the game for Coach Bosic. We'll see how deep Coach Bosic goes. Does he realize that these guys have so much basketball still to play and try to give guys break spells here and there? He's going to have to go deep onto his bench. Shot clock at 5. Turnaround jumper, and it falls for CMJ.
And that's how talented he is. You see the mismatch there with Moore Jr. down low against Luke Nelson. Luke Nelson's given up about 5 or 6 inches there. Moore just shoots over him. It's unblockable.
4:16 to play in the first. It's 1 versus 2, and right now it's 2 on top, 16-8. Back in East Kilbride, Scotland, where tonight Gareth Murray and the Caledonia Gladiators sitting second in the standings in the British Basketball League at 13-7, trying to knock off the London Lions for the second time this season. Both teams have played each other twice. 1-1 is the split, so this is Andro, the rubber match here. See who gets the advantage heading into the trophy tournament.
It is, and the importance for both of these teams as well, of course, for London, it'll be to separate themselves from the rest even more so, but Caledonia chasing there in second place. If they can muster up a victory to here, make things a little bit more interesting here in this title race.
Ball knocked off the heel of one of the players, goes forward and out and running. Great defense there by Luke Nelson to stop a sure layup. It'll stay with the Gladiators there. Substitutions now coming in for head coach Gareth Murray in his 4th season as the head man.
Good hands there from Luke Nelson. 2 GB internationals going against each other there on that occasion, and Patrick Whelan really crafty in the open floor. Not a typical player who jumps over the defenders, but excellent body control and court awareness and knowing where the rim is.
Well, you're looking for some interior defense, and right now Coach Bosher's going to go with the 2 bigs. They got Gabe Olasheni and Josh Sharma checking in for the Lions.
It's a big lineup, and Josh Sharma, of course, leads the league in blocks per game.
Wow, Lisa missed another one you were talking about during the break. He's had a couple really good looks. You know those are eventually going to start falling.
You would think too. He's shooting an excellent percentage this year in 3-point percentage at 43%.
So the Lions going with the twin tower lineup of Olasheni and Sharma. That pass knocked away as Clifton Moore Jr. is having a great start to this game. The 6'11 center from Ambler, Pennsylvania, played his college ball at Providence. Sold out crowd tonight in Scotland, and the foul is called. Would have counted if it was gone on the continuation, but this looks like it's going to send IDB Ian DeBose to the line.
He's been so good for them this year as well. He's shouldered a lot of the responsibility along with his partner in crime, Patrick Whelan, but 15 points a game and 6 assists, which has been, it's just a perfect shining example of how he's controlled the offense this year. And again, he has not played pro a long time, went to Houston Baptist University as well as Wake Forest, and we know the caliber of player that Wake Forest has produced.
ACC territory there in North Carolina. We talked about the last meeting between those 2 teams, and it was Patrick Whelan and Ian DeBose who combined for 52 points between the 2 of them. It's them both.
They were devastating, weren't they, in that game? And, that's interesting as well. That game was only December 3rd, so, the sample size we have of these 2 teams is quite small, but it's quite recent. So, it'll be interesting to see if London have made adjustments to try and mitigate those 2's production.
Sharma inside, another substitution coming in. Selton Hughes, Josh Ginobili, young man out of London, McGill University, Canada, get his first bucket on a nice entry pass.
And sometimes stars can be born when players are not here, and good positive start for him.
Great opportunity, block party, as Sharma sends that one packing.
Goodness me, and those are the types of blocks too. They're basket-saving blocks. You think Moore Jr.'s got an easy layup here? No, he doesn't. Josh Sharma comes across from off the screen. Did he get an invite to the block bar?
I don't think he's going to get he's not going to get an RSVP on that one. Wow. Great rim defense there. Palissa now, he'll pull the trigger. This time he hits.
Only a matter of time before that hit the bottom of the net. I think London Lions have got fortunate that Police has missed a couple already this game, but he looked comfortable, he looked confident in knocking down that one.
A little bit of a net malfunction there. They'll stop the clock momentarily, fix that. Beautiful facility here at East Kilbride. The owner, Steve and Alison Timoney, have done a great job creating a culture up here in Scotland that this is a tough place to go play. Not only the distance, but this is a tough place to play.
Oh, for sure.
And we got another game going on tonight. Manchester taking on Cheshire. This should be a good one. 30-26, is that? 30-26. We'll keep you abreast of that score as well as all the teams trying to squeeze in one more game in 2023. Frank Quealy now checking in for the Lions. And Jordan Taylor now. I think this is a situation, and correct me if I'm wrong, Antro, Jordan Taylor's going to have to be a little more aggressive offensively if this team's going to have a chance.
Yeah, and a good response from him there after that big 3 from Palisa.
And he picks up the foul and the and one. Knew it right away, reaching in, trying to pick the pocket of Michael Bothwell.
Well, this is interesting. Bothwell is the latest addition to this Caledonia roster. He's only played a handful of games. Went to Furman University, 5-year player there. In very impressive numbers. His super senior year, averaged 17 points per game. So a prolific scorer, Division I NCAA basketball.
Kyle Johnson also checking into the game, KJ5, because we also have a KJ6. That's Kyle Jimenez. Same initials, one number apart. So he completes the three-point play, and this is probably worst-case scenario for the London Lions and Petr Bosic, fresh off that loss in Paris the day after Christmas. And here they are traveling all the way up north to Caledonia against a very motivated Gladiator team.
Yeah, it doesn't get much easier for the London Lions.
Josh Sharma from the baseline, can't get in a fall. 3 blue jerseys there, and the Gladiators come away with it. Coming up on 1:50 to play here in the first half, and it's the Gladiators doubling up the Lions. Clifton Moore going to work on Sharma. The defense is there, not Peliza now driving. Ball knocked free, and they're going to get the bump. Is that on Jordan Taylor? That'd be his second.
Well, that'd be a big blow if it is.
It is.
Wow.
So 2 quick fouls on Jordan Taylor here in the first period. And their floor general is going to have to take a seat.
Well, this is a massive piece of the puzzle now, leaving the court. Be interesting to see how long Jordan Taylor sits out for as well, because I think he's the type of player that Coach Bosic will trust in the second quarter, not to pick up a third foul before halftime.
It's a nice luxury, though, if Jordan Taylor has to sit, you bring in a guy like Luke Nelson with all his experience, so it's not a huge drop-off. But tonight, you're right, Petr Bosic is just trying to find ways to plug the holes with the absences of 5 players because of injury. Decker, Morgan, Phillip, Solowade, and Grantham unavailable to play tonight.
No, there's a lot of rearranging, but like I say, it's not that they've got a deficiency of talent. You know, they've got an abundance of talent, and you know, when you look at their roster, it's still good enough here to compete with second place in the British Basketball League. But where they're going to struggle is team chemistry. That's something that Bosic touched on before the game. He said, we're in a good place right now. We have good team chemistry. This is going to be a test to that.
Kaboza now with the ball, running the offense, drives down the lane. Beautiful pass underneath to Sharma, up and under. And big Josh Sharma lays it in. Lions needed that bucket in a big-time way.
That's a great penetration there from Bradley Kaboza. You saw Josh Sharma there on the baseline. He's 7 foot, but he sneaks on the baseline there. Hands ready, good catch and finish.
26-14 now. Coming up on 1 minute to play in the first period. Nice leave and can't get it to finish. And back come the Lions now with a good defensive stand. Peliza looked like he had an instant bucket there. It does not fall. Now the Lions trying to move around quickly. Traffic in the lane and nothing doing for Kaboza. Nelson forces the awkward layup, and now a nice defensive stand with Quealy running the offense. He kicks it out. Big bucket. Big bucket for Bradley Kaboza.
Excellent response there for the young British player Bradley Kaboza, who will be getting an increased responsibility here this evening. And after the turnover, he's redeemed himself pretty quickly with that 3-point shot.
5-0 run for the London Lions. And wow, I'll tell you what, do not go into that paint and expect to get yourself an easy bucket. Shot clock is off. Final 5 seconds. And Nelson draws the foul. Not a shooting foul, so maybe it was the right call.
Well, London won the last offense of the quarter. You saw that Ala Hodges was still on the floor, so it was a 5-on-4 advantage of the London Lions, but Luke Nelson decided not to push the basketball, slowed it down so they can get the last shot here of the quarter.
Here's the situation, 4 seconds. Nelson lets it fly, and he doesn't hit it, but the foul is called on the 3-point attempt. Antro, what's the last thing you want to do when the shot clock is that low?
Foul a shooter. It was the right decision what Luke Nelson did previously, because if you get a more inexperienced guard, the guard pushes the ball there because he sees a 5-on-4 opportunity. Nelson didn't do that, and as a result, he's got the opportunity here to close the gap by 3 more points.
There's one more time. Was it a soft foul beyond the arc? Possibly. Foul nonetheless, so he gets 3 shots. Nelson, an 83% free throw shooter, played his college ball in California, UC Irvine, and beautiful Orange County, misses the first. Saw Coach Murray's hands go up in the air. He was protesting the call, and then he's probably going to have a talk with young Mr. Bothwell. This might turn out to be an okay situation because they're only going to yield 1 point at the very worst.
Wow, 2 misses from a 83% free throw shooter.
Nelson had 16 points in the last game versus these same Gladiators, and he hits the third. So 26-18 is how the first period will end, and the Gladiators are feeling it in their home court here at Play Sport Arena, looking for their 14th win of the season as the London Lions come calling, and it's a 26-18 Gladiator lead. It's an 8-point advantage for the homestanding Caledonia Gladiators as the London Lions have made the long trip up north, and they find themselves in a hole. First overall on the season at 20-3, the Lions coming off a very busy holiday schedule. They played on Christmas Eve, and then as Aunt Ro pointed out, they went down to Paris the next day to play on Boxing Day. And here they are back in British Basketball League action against a very hungry Caledonia Gladiators team, trying to show that that win that they had in the Copper Box on December 3rd was no fluke.
It's been a really strong start from Caledonia, and Coach Bodgic to the London Lions said pre-game, we know they're going to be physical, they know they're going to want to slow the pace down. Caledonia have done everything but that. They've been blitzed the first quarter, 26 points, on pace for over 100 points here. They average 84 points per game, so well above their averages at the moment.
Nelson into the ball game, gives it back to up and under. Oh, that was a tough shot. It tapped in by Sharma. I was going to say a tough shot from Kaboza, and Sharma was there for the tap-in. So back to a 6-point game as Caledonia out in front with the Lions playing with reserves that come off the bench. Deep range three there, buried by Trent Buttrick.
Big shot there from Buttrick, and that could be a confidence play for him, who seemed to have his inconsistencies on the offensive end. He's been a consistent rebounder and averaging just under 7 rebounds per game, but offense has not been as easy for him. Big shot.
Luke Nelson now yo-yoing on the top. His shot falls. He's hit a big 3 earlier, and that second one keeps the Lions within striking distance.
Yeah, good signs here for Luke Nelson as well, who's been quite aggressive in this game so far. 6 points personal now for him.
Beautiful cut down below, and the Gladiators are doing a little bit of everything well. Outside shooting, inside back cuts, and rebounding.
It'll be interesting to see how much their bench contributes as well, with Malcolm coming off the bench. He's a Scottish-born player, local lad who's really developed into this role.
Fraser Malcolm, last one to score for the Gladiators, and the scoring pace, it is going. Both teams working well outside the shot clock. No shot clock violations in this one. Another beautiful pass to the inside looking for Malcolm. He dishes it back outside and can't get that one to fall.
No, bit of a tough start for Pharaoh Alahodjic, who's been out injured for about 3 weeks now. He's their team captain, 6'9", went to the University of Alabama, and he's been their go-to guy. So interesting to see how he's able to incorporate himself in this game.
Alahodjic there, a big presence inside as the Gladiators come away with a nice defensive stand as they lead at 31-24. 8 minutes to play in the first half. Inside drive, cutting, finds the territory a little tough with Josh Sharman there guarding the rim. Reset the clock, 14. Wow, I'll tell you what. Kyle Johnson just put Kareem Quealy on his heels and then buries the 15-footer.
He did. He'll be 35 years old on New Year's Eve. Looking like a youngster there with that first step.
Bothwell charged with the foul as Luke Nelson was trying to break free of that defense. More substitutions coming for the London Lions.
Look at this, and smooth pull up there from Kyle Johnson, who's a Canadian international with a British passport, played many seasons. He's the journeyman, the veteran who's played across Europe. Now finds himself in the Caledonia after being on the Newcastle Eagles roster last year.
He came off a great showing in the last game against Manchester. 14 points, 8 rebounds off the bench for Gareth Murray. Different situation tonight, a little different kettle of fish as the Gladiators are off and running again. Look at this, wide open. Oh, House would have come down and he buried that as Fraser Malcolm, the 6'6" forward from Falkirk in Scotland, had that one teed up.
That whole roof would have came off the PlaySport Arena if that went down. And Patrick almost got the second chance opportunity there for his team. And you see Jordan Taylor back in the game already. Wasn't long before Coach Bojic reintroduced him into the game. That just signifies his importance with this offense.
So Taylor playing with 2 fouls. Remember, in the British Basketball League, you are allowed 5 personal fouls. And we'll mark that at 7:05 to play in the first half. And Jangoli fires up that one. And Josh Janyogli unable to make it. But it goes out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Lions. We check in courtside with Drew Lasker.
Yes, Aunt Ro, you just mentioned about Pharaoh's Alahodjic's return after a 3-week niggle, but it's been a blessing in disguise because Clifton Moore Jr. has been able to find his feet, averaging 8 points a game, but in a month of December has boosted it and doubled it to 16 points a game. I asked him what's the difference, and he says the trust in Coach Gareth Murray. And you guys know, and Josh Steele, there's talent in this league. That's not the question. It's about the ultimate belief in yourself and having the ultimate confidence.
All right, thank you, Drew. Big three-pointer there coming from Patrick Whelan to push the lead to 12 points, 36-24, 6:44 to play in this first half.
This is it, stepping into that jump shot. Patrick Whelan knocks it down. Deadly shooter, 41% from the three-point line. You've got to get out to him.
You know, true sign of a real pro. Drew Lasker didn't even break stride. The roof, the fans went nuts inside PlaySport Arena, and Drew just kept on with the report that I got this, I got business to take care of, and took care of it like a champ.
He was just as focused as a player, too. You were not distracted, Drew Lasker, I tell you.
Patrick Whelan coming off a great performance in their last win against Manchester, where he got 17 points, the former Rider, as we listen into Gareth Murray. Listening to Gareth Murray, I might have to lean on you, Aunt Ro, to translate. That bro gets a little thick.
Well, the volume is pretty low, and he has a Scottish accent, so I don't know if I can translate to that, but it was clear instructions there to his team. He's got to be happy with how they've been playing offensively at the moment. You know, on pace for some high figures in this game. But I think on the contrast of that, I've got to be disappointed, I think, in London Lions, not just their effort, but just their defensive structure. Yeah. It's all over the place. It hasn't been stable. And, you're getting open shots. When you look at the shots as well that have been taken, Palisa's 1 for 4 from the three-point line. He could have easily made those other three-pointers. That's 9 points just there. So, you've got Patrick Williams stepping into three-point shots. So, London are going to have to make adjustments before this game gets out of hand.
Down by 12, they had it to 6 moments ago, and this is an outside team that can get hot from the outside quickly if they need to, but usually they don't have to. They go with such an inside presence, and then they can wait for the shot or the passes to be kicked back out if they're left wide open. Not the case tonight, as Caledonia is playing some inspired defense. Taylor now for 3, lets it fly, hits it.
Such a professional, isn't he?
Yeah, JT.
It's the mental toughness as well. He's got to be cautious here on the defensive end because he's on 2 fouls, but just the presence he has on the offensive end, he's too valuable to be sitting on the bench.
Inside now. Lions try to adjust, and Farah Alahodzic, he's looking for the foul. He got a nice bump from Gabe Olasheni.
It's tough when you come back from injury, and you've got to find your rhythm, and Drew hit the nail there too. You don't become a different player in 3 weeks. Yeah. It's confidence, it's belief, it's trust in yourself. These are all things that we're complex human beings, and psychologically you've got to get back in the groove of things. And again, it'll be really intriguing just to see how long that takes him if he's able to do that in today's game.
Olasheni with a short jumper there at the foul line, hits it. So a 5-0 run, and the London Lions back in it again. It's just how they are made up their DNA. They have plenty of firepower on that bench and on the court. 36-29 now as we come up on 5:30 to play here in the first half. This is 1 versus 2 in the British Basketball League on Sky Sports. Shot clock at 5. Can't get the roll, and it's cleaned up. Now, how can the Lions going to respond here? Do they keep that up-tempo pace or just stay patient, run the offense? On the drive inside, and a foul, and Alahodzic did not like the call, but he did get his money's worth.
Wow, yeah, he did not like it at all, and I don't know, I'd have to see that one again. I thought that he got enough of the ball there. See Bradley Caboza turn down the three-point shot, little maneuver, and he loses control but regains it, and looks clean up there, doesn't it? Significant size disadvantage there from Caboza. He's going against a strong 6'9" Alahodzic. Caboza about 6'1", 6'2".
Alahodzic will take a seat as he picks up another foul, and he picks up a technical foul. So to add insult to injury, that'll send Gabe Olasheni to the line, the 86% free throw shooter for the Lions. And announcer jinx.
Wow, they haven't shot well from the free-throw line. I mean, look, it's small sample size, but they're 2 for 6 now. If you remember, Nelson got fouled as well on that three-point play. He missed 2 of those, and he's an 83% free-throw shooter.
So we'll see how Caboza fares. He's a 79% free throw shooter on the year. They'll get 2 shots, possibly cut this down to a 5-point lead if he makes them both.
Well, Bradley Caboza, a very interesting one at that. He's early 20s and decided not to go to college in the United States of America. Wants to develop on British soil. Played Division 1, averaged 17 points per game, which is the league below the British Basketball League. Now he's gets to practice and play with the London Lions and playing with players like Jordan Taylor, who are on the other end of their careers. So what wisdom he can learn from them.
Think about the firepower that the London Lions usually have at their disposal with Sam Decker, the reigning MVP. That shot up short. Connor Morgan cleans it up. Matt Morgan, maybe the player of the year this year, who averages 20 points a game. And Tariq Phillip and the rest of the crew that they bring in, not available tonight. Caboza up and under. Fancy footwork and can't finish the job. That was beautiful.
Everything but the finish. Excellent patience. Step through.
Outside 3 off the mark. And once again, Connor Morgan there for another rebound. Connor Morgan is just such an integral part of the London Lions. He just comes to work every day and gives you such a strong performance. Like Jordan Taylor up off the glass, gets his own rebound. Back out to Connor Morgan for 3. Can't get it to fall.
Wow. I thought that was nothing but that. And you see him stepping into that shot.
Ian DuBose now trying to draw the contact. He'll go amongst the tall trees. His shot altered slightly. That one left short. And contact made on Kieran Stanley. No foul call. The officials letting him play. Morgan tees this one up. Hits it. Drew Lasker pointed out he's got a beautiful stroke from outside that he learned from his father, and he has cut the lead now with 4:03 to play. The London Lions are back in this one at PlaySport Arena. The London Lions have come to Scotland and shown their resilience. The defending champions in the league have clawed back to a 2-point deficit. The lead once was 12, and they've been on a 10-0 run over the last 2 minutes. Under 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Ant Rowe, if you're Caledonia and Gareth Murray, what are you telling your team?
Put the ball in the hole. They've really struggled. They started this quarter with 10 points, and it looked like they're on pace to keep going, but they've really struggled. But it's been contested by the long, athletic interior from the London Lions, who've made things difficult for Caledonia.
Shot clock at 1, and the Gladiators find a way to extend that offense with Ian Nebo's IDB coming off a tremendous performance in the last meeting with the Lions. 26 points, also 11 points and 5 rebounds in the most recent game against Manchester in that win. Here's the bad side. Both of these teams, 1 versus 2, they've both lost to Plymouth City.
Wow.
So there's something there. It just shows you there is parity in the British Basketball League. You can't take anyone light. Plymouth City only has 3 wins on the season, 2 of them coming from the top teams in the British Basketball League.
It's been one of those years, Todd, where, you know, it's just unpredictable. Everyone's beating everyone. And even if you look at second place, Caledonia, they're 13-7. They've lost 7 games before Christmas. It's not typical of a British Basketball League, second place team to lose that many games so early in the season.
Connor Morgan had backed down on Prince on Was, and I thought for sure he was going to go to that fadeaway jumper. Doesn't get it done. What I do know is Jeanette Quachi, Rob Paternostro, and Josh Steeler in the studio preview what's coming up at the half. Jeanette.
Oh, yes, Todd, what analysis we might have in this first half. Coach Rob, what have you been looking at?
Well, we'll look at Caledonia taking advantage of the switch and the mismatch.
And for you, Josh, when you look at this, what are you looking at tonight?
I think London need to keep building on the momentum that we've been able to go into the second half with.
Yeah, momentum for sure. It's down to a 2-point game. Todd and back to you.
All right, Jeanette, it is now all tied at 36 as Gabe Olasheni runs the floor. And I've always taught if the big man's going to run, you got to feed him. You got to reward him.
That's exactly it. And he just ran straight down the middle and just beat Caledonia down the floor. They've got to get back. They cannot allow London Lions to have easy points. And Coach Murray said this before games. They've got to make things difficult for the London Lions. They haven't done that on every possession here so far in this game.
London on a 12-0 run over the last 3 minutes, and the Lions have picked up the intensity of their defense. That shot goes awry. Olasheni comes away with it, hands it off to the able hands of Jordan Taylor. Now with the Lions' opportunity, first chance to take the lead in this one. Good place to start. Connor Morgan. His shot just a little too heavy. Outside, wide open.
Ooh.
Hot shooting teams early on, and they're starting to cool off just a little bit. London's coming back, though. 3-on-3. Nelson back to Morgan into Olasheni. Plenty of time on the shot clock, still 10 seconds. Taylor, that's his corner, feeds Olasheni. Beautiful pass. That's Stockton Malone. Beautiful bounce pass. And the Lions now by 2 with under 2 in the first half.
Excellent two-man game there. And you see Gabe Olasheni giving up his post one-on-one for a pick and roll with his point guard who knew he was going to thread him the needle.
Melissa's been quiet. He pulls up. He's fouled. And is that on Jordan Taylor? That'll be 3.
Oh, he's done so well to this point. He got to 1 minute 44 seconds left of this quarter. He's been playing on 2 fouls for a long time, ever since the first quarter. And let's see. Oh, this is the play before.
Yeah,
great pass, the bounce pass executed to perfection. And Gabe Olasheni literally walked it in the basket there.
Oh,
that's great. Great sell there from Paliza. Great sell.
If you look up the definition of ticky-tack foul, I think that one's going to be in there. Jordan Taylor might have a case there. He was flummoxed by that call.
Yeah, referees got it wrong on that occasion.
Shot clock at 4. Police has to force that one up off the glass, gets his own rebound, and he's going to get another opportunity as they're going to get Connor Morgan this time with the foul.
Oh, great persistence and work from Paliza, who's typically known for his 3-shooting ability. But this time, taking it at the defense, forcing the referee to blow the whistle again.
Lucas Paliza, the 6'6" forward out of Czechia, coming off a 19-point performance in their last win against Manchester.
Yeah, he's a player as well that can put points on the board in a hurry. He's a veteran as well, 34 years old. He's played all over Europe, played in the Olympics, the FIBA Europe Cup, Eurobasket. He's done a lot throughout his career, and I know Coach Murray brought him in for that experience and the composure as well in big moments such as these.
Sure. Under 90 seconds to play now. We're all even at 38. What was once a 12-point lead for Caledonia, they're even, and the fans now on their feet. Morgan thought about the 3, drives off the elbow. Can't get it to fall. Ian Dubose now, no-look pass, feeds inside, and the bucket counted. CMJ.
Well, if you're a youngster and you're a big man watching this game, you've seen the big man get rewarded for running the floor. This time, Clifton Moore benefits.
Quealy silences the crowd with a huge 3-pointer.
Goodness me. Well, if Quealy's hitting that 3-point shot, London are in a pretty good position in this game.
Coming up on 30 seconds to play. Another beautiful entry-level pass. Another shot up, and this time Clifton Moore Jr. cannot get it to fall. Olasheni gets it right back, and it's beautifully stripped away by Dubose.
Great hands, great timing.
Wow. Everything but the finish, Ant Rowe.
It's quick hands. And you see Luke Nelson as well. Experienced guard, slowing down the play, understanding what's the clock management here.
Final shot of the half, and it's not going to fall as the Gladiators are going to have one more opportunity, and Luke Nelson collides, and it looks like Patrick Wheeler. I hope he's not going to try to sell I was in the act of shooting.
It's not a bad foul from London, though.
Yeah.
That'll be their 4th team foul, so they're not in the penalty. They've slowed any momentum there in that fast transition break. Goodness me.
And it looked like Luke Nelson was just caught in the middle of, do I try to take a charge or do I foul? And he gets the foul. So with 1 second left, timeout on the court, as Gareth Murray's going to try to draw something up to get the Caledonia Gladiators the lead going into half. 41-40 London out in front. They trailed by 12 early in the second period. And let's remind the fans watching here in England and across the United States, London, the defending champions, came in with 5 key players not playing tonight.
When you say key players as well, we're talking about elite players who are drafted in the NBA, and Sam Decker and Matt Morgan, who's been excellent for them in 20 points per game.
Before you get a lead, right to the corner. It might be there, first one. Turn and shoot if you catch it. Pass set in the back, 3 for Fred. Right here, move over the ball. Let's go. Right here. Coming back to pass. Continue right here for the shot.
All right, and break that down. Who gets first? Who gets the first option?
Well, a couple options there. 1 second left. You've got Police in the corner for the 3. You've got Patrick Whelan, who's going to set a back screen on Amwas for a possible lob over the top. If the men switches, then Patrick Whelan might be open at the top there for the 3.
It's one thing to draw it up. It's another thing to execute it. Caledonia Gladiators with the ball. 1 second left in the first half. Going for the corner and the lob, and that was probably the third option, and it does not fall. So the Gladiators came out on fire. They built a 12-point lead, unable to hold on as the London Lions, shorthanded, fight all the way back to take a 1-point lead, 41-40 at the half. Petr Bocic's got to be very happy with what his reserves have been able to do as they have come shorthanded to Scotland, and they find themselves with a 1-point lead going into the half. Want to remind you, coming up at the half, Jeanette Quacci, Rob Paternostro, and Josh Steele in our Sky Sports studios, and they will have all the breakdown. Right now, we send it down to Drew, who's standing by with Clifton Moore Jr.
Clifton, everything we can ask for, 1 versus 2. Break down that first half for us.
I think we played well the first half. We were connected. We really played defense and showed our energy and continued to prove all the last game. And it's glad to have Farrell back as another big. And we're looking to continue in the second half.
And just quickly, talking about the second half, what is it going to take to pull out this victory?
It's going to take every man. It's going to take 100% on defense and offense. And I think we're doing a good job of staying connected right now.
Thanks for your time.
All right, thank you.
Back to the studio, guys.
Well, Clifton Moore Jr. there with Drew Lasker, starring role in this game, and we'll be back with halftime analysis right after this. Well, welcome back. East Kilbride's having a bit of a party tonight, and the Gladiators are giving their fans a late Christmas gift straight out of the gate in the first quarter. Clifton Ward Jr. starting strong as well in that first period, helping the Gladiators take an 8-point lead into the second. Lions try and stay patient, but defensively having a hard time. However, a small swing in momentum as the actual defending means that they are a point ahead of the Caledonia Gladiators. So let's take a look at these stats. Coach Rob Paternostro, Josh Steele alongside me. The thing that jumps out to me, Coach Rob, 7 turnovers there for the London Lions.
Well, 7 for the Lions, only 1 for the Gladiators. You can see how they're taking care of the ball, but the shooting percentages are down. You look at Caledonia, 36% from 2-point range, not really getting it done there.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh?
Yeah, the turnovers for me, for Caledonia, speaks more to London's defense more than anything. They started off very sluggish and, not putting too much pressure on them, making it too easy out there for Caledonia.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that in a second, because one thing, Coach Rob, that you picked up on during the first 2 quarters there, the mismatch. What was going on there?
Yeah, well, Caledonia did a really good job of taking advantage of the mismatch, the switching defense that London put on. And I think when you are guarding a guard on a guard, when he switches to a big guy, the good offensive teams recognize that. And we'll take a look at it here. Pat Whelan coming up the floor. Now, he gets the switch here. Stop. Right there. Hold on. You see here, the guy in the orange shoes, Olaseni, he's a big guy. He's not supposed to be guarding Whelan. But watch how Paliza recognizes that and gets it right back to Whelan here. And now Whelan says, okay, if you're going to be that far off me, he has to be because he's a big guy. Whelan splashes it in his face. I think we'll see another example here. Now we have Anwas moving the ball. Stop. Go back to it. Go back to it when it's in DeBose's hands at the top. He could go by Kaboza here, but he doesn't. If you look down in the paint, Moore has Nelson on him. He's just too small, and he shoots over the top. That's taking advantage of the mismatch. Another piece of analysis here again. Now stop. Now we have Dubose, who's probably one of the fastest guys in the league, and you have Olaseni, one of the biggest guys, not the fastest guy, and he says, okay, have some of this. Watch how quick he is to go by him. Boom, right by him, no chance. And when they've had these mismatches, they've taken advantage of them. We'll have another one here. As you see, stop, go back. So Bothwell will have the ball at the top, and he gets the screen from Moore. So now Sharma has to switch on him, but more importantly, Moore, you see, in the middle, had his hand up. He has Jordan Taylor on him. And one thing Jordan Taylor's not going to be able to do is defend the 6'11 guy. He ends up drawing the foul. Good example of them taking advantage of the mismatch.
And it just really then, doesn't it, Josh, as Coach Rob said, it just goes into the whole thing about their defence. London started off so sluggish with their defence, and hence the way that Caledonia ran off with that score.
Absolutely. We spoke about that at the beginning of the show, just talking about how London's schedule is more likely going to affect their play. And here, you can see right here in the first possession of the game, if you can wind that back for me, absolutely no resistance from their defence. This is the first play of the game, mind you. So as Onwest comes down the floor, he comes down the floor here. There's miscommunication. Kieran Sandy's late. No help side defense late. Onwas gets the easy first two. And if that's how we're starting the game, start as you mean to go on. London eventually did a much better job later on. But here you go. Here we see another play here as Malcolm's cutting through the paint. Can you go back for me a second? Go back. As he's cutting through the lane here, absolutely nobody checks him. So as Malcolm comes down the lane, defense realizes way too late, all open by himself. Easy finish again for Caledonia.
Yeah, and it just feels like that this is a London team that have had to warm up into this game, Josh, because what we are seeing here, back to more, in terms of their defense, what we are seeing here is the fact that they are slowly starting to come back. But again, defensively, not necessarily up there where they should be. Yeah,
there was another breakdown there, but I think this is just a case of they needed to get some of the travel out of their legs. Yeah. And I think, it took a little while for them to sort of adjust to, being in another city yet again. And they've started to turn the corner a little bit.
Turn the corner just a bit. They're a point ahead, Josh. They're looking good. There is a comeback on the cards here now. Second half should be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And when they started, actually playing some defense, their offense was able to click. So as we see, players are starting to warm up a little bit. Here, they're finding open guys. Gabe feeling nice there. A little pull-up jumper from him. And yeah, lots of players just being able to get involved on the offensive end.
Yeah, and I think that, once you get those stops, you feel better on offense. They gave Morgan a couple looks that he missed, but he's not going to miss many of them. And that was one in transition off a nice feed from Taylor. And now when you play defense, look at them all run. Big Gabe got his legs back now, runs the floor. Another good pass from Taylor. So, yeah, they really got into the game as that second period went on and on.
Well, it does tease up and cue up an exciting second half. Caledonia Gladiators 40, London Lions 41. That's it for now. We'll be back with the second half right after this. Hello, welcome back to the British Basketball League live on Sky Sports and across the USA. It's half-time between the Caledonia Gladiators and the London Lions, and the score is 40-41. The second half just moments away. But before that, we caught up with the Gladiators as they were being kitted out, or should I say kilted out, with some serious drip.
The Caledonia Gladiators, obviously Caledonia, ancient word for Scotland. We're a Scottish team. We wanted to have the national dress for Scotland.
And Gareth Murray trying to build the essence of a Scottish identity, having a Scottish coach and some very good Scottish players.
Yeah, so today it's really exciting. We've got the launch of our new Caledonia Gladiators tartan.
We got measured for this a few weeks ago, and now we got them with us. Never wear it before, but cool, we're honorary Scots now.
What we wanted to do was we wanted to bring in the colours of the home and the away, and the white of the saltire.
You know, we represent the tartan, the Caledonia Gladiators, and we're proud to wear the traditional wear.
So proud to see all the players. The women look fantastic. The guys just look so smart. I love Gareth and his trews. The trews just look fantastic. There's so much history in Scotland, and I think the tartan is such a big part of the symbolism of Scotland. So for me, that was such an important part of the rebranding for our Scottish basketball team.
Oh, I love that. I love a bit of tartan. Josh, if you had to play in a kilt, would you play in a kilt? You're stylish. You're one of the most stylish ballers I know.
Yeah, I don't know about on the court, though. I heard you're not allowed to wear anything underneath.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It'd be a very different kind of show I'm giving them on the court, if you know what I mean? So I don't know.
But on a more serious note, for Stephen Ellis and Timone, what they've done for the club is sensational, isn't it? And it's really good when the owners get behind the brand of the club as well.
Yeah, no question about it. I had an opportunity to speak to him when I was up there, and certainly committed to Caledonia, but also to British basketball on a whole. So all of us are really excited what they've brought to the league.
No, it's brilliant. And what they're doing as well in that arena, making it a fortress. So let's get the thoughts then of Gareth Murray now. He's with Drew Lasker.
Coach, you guys got off to a fast start, up by as much as 14 in the first half. What changed?
Defense, we didn't get the stops we wanted to. We let Gabe get easy ones around the rim, and then they got some transition threes that got them back in the game.
What'd you tell your team at the half?
Let's try to stop Gabe getting easy touches in transition on the short roll, make other guys shoot the ball from outside. No easy open shots for Luke Nelson and Connor Morgan.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
Fabulous stuff there, Gareth, with a little nod to that tartan in his tie. But, Coach Rob, how are you seeing this second half panning out?
Well, if London could play the defense like they did the last few minutes, I think they're going to have a chance really to win this game. But we'll see. It's going to be important for Caledonia to get off to a fast start.
And just very quickly, Josh, what about yourself?
Absolutely, I agree. I want to see if London can increase the turnover number from Caledonia and, come out with a win.
Fabulous stuff. Well, I can hand you back to your commentators this evening, Todd Harris and Ant Rose, all yours.
All right, thank you very much, Jeanette. We are excited for the second half, 41-40, and the fellas touched on it, Ant. Giving up a 14-point lead at home, that is not something that Caledonia is used to doing.
No, but they're still at home, and you can still hear the crowd there in the background, which that can change things. It can get the juices flowing, it can get the adrenaline pumping, and it'll be interesting to see if London can, withstand another onslaught from the Caledonia Gladiators.
Lucas Palizza is going to be called for this one as he extended the arm and got up into the chin, like the chin of Luke Nelson. And it's going to be a Lions ball. So the turnover is really the problem for the Lions. I think turnovers and free throw shooting. Other than that, they played a pretty good game.
Yeah, well, for as good as London are, turnovers would be considered their Achilles heel. They average 15.6 turnovers a game, which is the most against any other team in the British Basketball League. So it's something they've been doing all year, but they've still been winning games.
And Luke Nelson gets the first bucket of the second half. So London now with a 3-point lead. There you see the on-court presence for the homestanding Gladiators. And we'll show you the London Lions squad on the court as well. Probably similar to their starting lineup. Remember, they are coming in with 5 players unavailable tonight for head coach Peter Bosic. And that drive beautifully defended. And Gabe Olashidi comes away with it. And now the Lions have numbers. Nelson working his way around the side. Quealy left open, does not pull the trigger, then drives on his left hand, comes to the inside, hung up in the air, and well defended by Ian DuBose.
It was a bad drive from Quealy. If you saw there, he drove before the screen was set. So what you do there, you don't get the defense hit on the screen, but also you set your big man up for a potential moving screen. So Quealy's got to be a little bit more patient there, come off that screen harder, either create for himself or create for a rolling Olasheni.
This is a great opportunity. You pointed this out early in the game for Peter Bosic. He's having to use a lot of guys that don't see a lot of minutes, usually maybe 2-3 minutes at the end of the game. They're seeing quality minutes now to try and develop, and this can only be good going forward for the London Lions because you never know with injury and the long season how it's going to play out. Beautiful entry pass.
That was great high-low there, and Sandy there gets the reverse layup to go. And back to your point, Todd, I mean, this is what players should want. If you're a player, 8, 9, 10 on the bench, you want the opportunities. That's why you're here. You're not here just to make up numbers. You're here to progress your own career, but also contribute to the team.
10 points in the paint for the London Lions as the shot clock is falling down. And that one just barely falls in, and they needed that in a big-time way as Prince Onwas gets it to go.
Yeah, 9 points personal now for Onwas, and again, this is really encouraging for Gladiators.
Beautiful quick first step as Luke Nelson drives across the lane, and it's like the sea parted. The blue sea was wide open. He takes it right to the glass.
Yeah, what's not encouraging is that interior defense from the Caledonia Gladiators there. And Gareth Murray said no easy baskets. That's one of the reasons why London Lions were able to get back into this game in the second quarter.
Mismatch down on the blocks. Nelson trying to guard CMJ, and he pulls up and makes him pay. Clifton Moore Jr. with another beautiful bucket from the baseline.
To elaborate on Coach Paternoster's point there in analysis at halftime, Caledonia have done a great job of exploiting those mismatches. As you see there, Clifton Moore again, significant size difference there over Nelson, who just shoots for an easy 2.
Greg Wheely tried a sky hook there, couldn't get it to fall. Ian DeBose gets it off the glass. He does get it to fall, so the Gladiators have come back alive here in the second half as their offense was a bit stale to start things off, coming up on 7 minutes to play here in the third. Entry pass to Connor Morgan. That one will be waved off. And it's 47-46. Glad to have you with us on a Friday night. Ant Rowe, Todd Harris here on Sky Sports as we welcome you to British Basketball League as we close the curtain out in 2023. Now, you had the opportunity earlier this week to talk about Players of the Year, Coaches of the Year, Team of the Year. Refresh the fans who weren't on Instagram, didn't see that, who you picked.
Well, it was a hard task to let me get that straight, but I like Coach of the Year, Ben Thomas. He's been really
argue
good.
with that.
Coach Bodgets was a real close second for me, but he's done really well with that Cheshire Phoenix team, who's completely new outfit. Matt Morgan, London Lions, who's absent today. He's been that good. Yeah. He's my half year MVP of the league. He's been fantastic.
No question about it. What's not great is what we're seeing right now with Connor Morgan on the ground and holding that, like that left wrist. Inside catch.
It looks like a shot to the midriff there. Oh yes, he seems to land on Mois's shoulder. A little bit winded there, which you would take if you're London Lions. You know, they've got a long injury list. You would much rather your player be winded than another ankle or knee or shoulder.
Connor Morgan, the pro that he is, steps up and knocks down the free throw, and now it is the London Lions now with 7 minutes to play in the third period. Drew Lasker pointed out, down by 14 in the first half. They now have a 4-point lead. These teams have split. The first win going the way at the Copper Box back in September, it was a blowout. London winning at 93-65. But the second game just a few weeks ago, winning by 6, Caledonia gets it done, and that was at the Copper Box as well. Entry pass. Clifton Moore Jr. takes it down low, has to get rid of it all the way back out on top. Shot clock now at 10. Nice fake inside shot off the glass, not even close to the glass, I should say. It looked like it was going to be a bank shot, and it comes up short, ball tipped for Patrick Whelan.
Yeah, looked like Nelson got a piece of that one because that was way off. Uncharacteristic miss there from Patrick Whelan.
Nelson left open on the wing, and he buries it. Lord Nelson with a big 3 for the Lions.
Well, it's locked and loaded, wasn't he? He shot the ball before he called it. He knew what he wanted to do. Stepping into that 3. Caledonia have to get out to the shooters.
This is a situation where Caledonia's got to find a hot hand. Onwas with an opportunity for an and one. Can't get it to fall, but he will go to the line as the Gladiators have gone just in a major offensive drought. 53-46, 5:49 to play here in the third period at PlaySport Arena.
Well, points have been hard to come by since that first quarter. Remember, the first quarter they scored 26 points. You know, on pace for 104 points in this game, but that certainly slowed down. Just 14 points in that second quarter. But it's been a result of London Lions as well. You know, we saw the first play of the game. Josh pointed it out. It was awful defense, very little resistance, and since then London Lions have turned that up, and I agree with the halftime predictions there. If London Lions play defense like they did in that second quarter, they win this basketball game.
Morgan sets a screen, sticks back behind the three-pointer, can't get that one to fall. Olasheni's there, offensive rebound, leaves it for his running mate. Beautifully job. It was just a beautiful job of court awareness.
Just a selfless, intelligent play there from Olasheni. He could have forced that up himself. More difficult shot, but instead he elected to pass to his cutting 6'9" Connor Morgan for an easy 2.
And that's going to be a foul away from the ball. It looked like Clifton Moore Jr. trying to work his way through the Lions defense, and that sends Luke Nelson flying. 55-48, 5:14 to play in the third. And they'll do a little 60-59 in our other game. Cheshire on top. This one's been back and forth.
Some good games tonight.
Yeah. Manchester's a tough team to figure out for me. There you see them in the yellow right now. They have the potential. It's like, oh, they could be good, but we know what Cheshire brings to the table. You got to be on your game to beat them.
No, and you know, Cheshire have been so impressive this year. Currently 13-7, and you know, not too far away from that second place that Caledonia currently occupy, but they've had a really promising start. And just in stream there, you saw Maceo Jack, who's been excellent, a player, second-year player with Cheshire Phoenix last year, averaging 10 points per game. He's came back this year on fire, just under 19 points per game, shooting the three ball incredibly well.
Wasn't he Ovi Soko's choice for MVP so far this year?
So yes, he was.
Maceo Jack, yeah. And that, you can't argue with that one as well. I mean, there's so much good talent. We're excited to see that All-Star game coming up. Another addition to the British Basketball League. So we've got the trophy tournament coming up in January. We've got the All-Star game coming up, and of course the playoffs coming up in May with the championship taking place at the O2 Arena. Back inside Play Sport Arena. Timeout on the court. London Lions, Caledonia Gladiators locked up in a good one, 55-48. The visitors have the 7-point lead. It's like Josh Sharma is going to check into this game. Do you like the lineup that Coach Bosick goes with when he goes with Olasheni and Sharma on the court at the same time, or do they cancel each other out?
I do, yeah. I mean, I'm a big man, so I'm like, pound the ball inside. Let's get some high percentage shots around here. But the game, of course, has changed significantly since I played in that. But what you're going to get as well from having that big lineup, you're going to get offensive rebounds and second chance opportunities.
Jordan Taylor recognizing the screen and roll, and once again it's Connor Morgan really flexing up on this Caledonia defense. They have no answer for him right now because he can go inside, but he's such a deadly outside shooter, as Drew Lasker pointed out before the game.
No, agreed, and Clifton Moore Jr., tough move there. But you see the difference in complete contrast. Caledonia having to work so hard to score the basketball, where London Lions, it looks effortless at times for them.
Kieran Sandy on the drive, and he gets that one to fall. So contributions coming off the bench for head coach Peter Bosic, as Kieran Sandy got the start today. Remember, no Sam Decker, no Matt Morgan, no Tariq Phillip. Caledonia's got to stay with the Lions on this one. Lions extending that defense out there, active hands. Shot clock at 3, pull the trigger, count it.
Excellent extra pass there from Patrick Whelan. Found his teammate in DeBose in the corner. 9 points personal now for DeBose.
Oh, that shot. Jordan Taylor wanted the and one, maybe and two.
Unbelievable, just the focus to be able to finish that play. Jordan Taylor, 7 points, 6 assists so far in this game.
Prince Anwar's gone back to that same corner again where he's been hot hand. Whelan now, he'll try it. Nope. Taylor back with the ball. Now coming up on 3.5 to play. 61-53 Lions. When in doubt, get it to number 9. Coach Murray's like, I saw the whole thing. It was definitely off the white jersey. Happy to help the officials out. Timeout on the floor. We've got a good one on a Friday night in Scotland. Caledonia and London, 1 versus 2. London Lions out in front of the Caledonia Gladiators at Play Sport Arena. Before we bring the curtain down on 2023, let's check in with the hardest working man in the British Basketball League, none other than Drew Lasker.
Yes, Todd, I'm here with living legend Kieran Achara. Hey, man, you're from Glasgow. Talk about the importance of the future of Scottish basketball by having this facility.
Well, first of all, it's great to see you. This is it, the atmosphere, getting the fans behind it. There's a lot of aspiring players here. Just having role models, be there, being palpable. I think it's just great for the sport, great for basketball in Scotland, and more importantly, just great for Scotland in general and sports.
And we've missed your analysis. Kind of give us a breakdown on what you've seen so far out there on the court.
I thought the Gladiators came out flying, shooting ball really, really well. But London just stayed with it. They don't get complacent. The thing for me with the Gladiators is they feed off scoring. That's where they get their energy. When the shots stop to drop, that's when London start to crawl back into this game. And like I said, there are a lot of talented players out there making a great contribution.
There you go, guys. There's no better analyst than Kieran Achara. It's good to see you, man. Back to you, Todd.
All right, thank you very much, Drew. Kieran looks like he's still in pretty good shape, man. You and him got a little eligibility left. I say some teams may be looking for some big men to play downside. Come on.
I may look like I can still do it, but these are damaged goods right here, Todd. Let me reassure you of that.
We appreciate Kieran taking time to talk with Drew down there on the baseline. Beautiful alley-oop to Connor Morgan. And the lead now 63-55. 2:22 to play in the third. Coach Bosich trying to nurse this one home. Trying to give his guys, Connor Morgan's going to get a breather here. Trying to give his guys a little bit of break. And then the battle in that fourth, because the Gladiators are going to come back hard. Whelan. Onwas. Can't get it to fall. Sharma cleans it up. Jordan Taylor now not in a big hurry. Plenty of time on the shot clock as we go under 2 minutes to play here in the third. What was once a 14-point lead for the homesteading Gladiators has now disappeared as Taylor drives in the lane, gets amongst the big fellas, and draws the foul. He'll go to the line.
Again, another intelligent play there from Jordan Taylor, just recognizing that play warranted an aggressive attacking to the basket, gets the defense to commit the foul. And at the moment, offensively, things are in good work in order for the London Lions. 22 points in this quarter so far.
Now, if you're Coach Bosich for the Lions, I guess your only main concern is that man right there at the line who hits the first one, Jordan Taylor. He is playing with 3 personal fouls, but he's such a smart player, and as you said, he's a veteran. He knows when to push his offensive game. He knows when to be the distributor.
Yeah, and again, it's the trust, isn't it? The trust coaches have in certain players, and Jordan Taylor, I'm not even sure he had 3 fouls. It didn't look like a third to me.
We're still giving that 2.5. 10-point lead for the visiting London Lions. They've had a very busy week this week. Big win over Sheffield on Christmas Eve, and they traveled on Christmas Day down to Paris for their Euro Cup game. Did not fare well down there. They just looked tired. You watched the game. Didn't look like the normal London Lions team. And then they come back from Paris, and it's an immediate trip way up north.
No, and this is a good test for them. Test of character as well. And, it's not easy logistically when you're traveling all over and everywhere.
And Bothwell, surprisingly, as he went down the lane, I thought he'd pull up and take that 10-footer. He kicks it out to the outside, gets it back, and it's going to be another turnover. Oh, Nelson set a screen. And Onwas kind of went right through him. So Nelson draws the foul. 92 seconds to play in the third period. London up by 10. Either one of those guys can handle the rock for you, Nelson or Taylor. Not much of a drop-off.
No, Nelson's made some very intelligent plays today. As you say, nice combination to have.
JT for 3. Too much. Caledonia's got an interesting lineup out there with Michael Bothwell on the court. That's just a sky rainbow jumper coming by way of Patrick Whelan.
It looks like a tough shot. It's a pull-up, deepish 2 contested, but that's a Patrick Whelan shot. He's got the whole package inside, outside, and in between.
Luke Nelson on the step back. And now, Gladiators with an opportunity to close this one to 6. possibly 5 with a 3. Bothwell on the drive, gets in deep. Sharma there protecting the rim and a little bit more. Nothing was going to get clear of big Josh Sharma.
No, Bothwell wanted to foul there, but it's a tall ask, isn't it? Challenging the best shot blocker in the league, and I thought Josh Sharma did a really good job there.
Nelson's going to walk this one down. Shot clock at 5. Waiting in the wings and perfectly teed up was Kareem Quealy. He couldn't get it to fall. Shot clock off. Gladiators with a final opportunity to get this one up at the horn. Can't get it to fall. Wide open layup. And it just does not fall. So we go to the 4th and final period, and it's London on top, clinging to that lead. They were down by 14. Now they find themselves in the driver's seat. Can they hold on for another 10 minutes here in Scotland? It's an 8-point lead for the visiting London Lions in Scotland on Sky Sports. Glad to have you with us. British Basketball League, Todd Harris, Ant Rowe, Drew Lasker on the call. As the Lions now will try to nurse this one home. These teams have played twice already this year, both of them in London, and they've split 1-1 as Nelson gives that one away. Beautiful dribble behind the back, and an easy layup there for Patrick Whelan.
Well, he misses a layup just as the dying seconds of the third quarter. He makes amends immediately with a steal and layup there from Patrick Whelan. 6-point game.
Heavy defense coming from the Gladiators as they shift to a man-to-man. And it'll stay with the Lions.
Good energy from Caledonia coming out of this fourth quarter. Oh, it seemed to ricochet right to Patrick Whelan's hands, and that's a gift if ever I've seen one.
Late Christmas gifts are the best as the Lions look to try to come back and answer right back. And Nelson, sensing he needed to make amends for that turnover. Long-range 3, so 2 opportunities for the Lions, both of them going awry from Kareem Quealy and Bradley Caboza. Oh, Sharma with the rejection.
Goodness me, well above the rim. They're both players known for their athleticism. Josh Sharma again with another monstrous block.
Nelson kicking out in the corner. His man was there. He goes to the inside. Ball knocked away as London looking, trying to get something. Josh Sharma now from 6 feet away and puts it in. Big basket. Wasn't a pretty offensive possession for the Lions, but they come away with 2.
No, you look at Lions' unit at the moment. If Lions can keep ticking points on the board while they've got this lineup and getting that interior rim protection from Josh Sharma, they're going to be in a really good position to win this basketball game. At the moment in time, with this lineup, it's kind of a, let's just hold the fort here for the reinforcements. Reinforcements and Conor Morgan. it's already here.
Patchwork for Peter Bosic and the London Lions, short 5 players as they make the trip up north. And here they are under 9 minutes to play in this ball game. And they got themselves a nice 8-point lead. 8 points was the deficit for Caledonia at the end of the third period. They were down by 1 at the half. They led by 8 after the first period, and their lead was as high as 14 in the ball game. On the drive, beautifully cut inside, Frazier Malcolm.
Excellent move there from Frazier Malcolm. Just didn't decide to shoot that 3. Instead, found a route all the way to the rim for the nice finish.
Bit of a mismatch here with Conor Morgan. He throws it off the leg of Ali Hadjic, and then Conor Morgan awkwardly goes down. I don't know if he stepped on a wet spot on the floor, but that's smarts.
Good double team there from Ali Hadjic. Oh, I see, on the foot of Ali Hadjic there, and those are ones too you can get in roll of the ankle. That's the last thing that London Lions need.
My apologies to the floor crew. They've kept this floor nice and dry. Shot clock back to 14. Conor Morgan with it. Nelson drives, has the lane and puts it up, just floats it up and over. But I tell you what, the London Lions, someone comes up clutch with them as the shot clock was winding down. They find a way to get the bucket.
Well, that was a fine line too. That was a near turnover. You see Ian DeBoos, their active hands in the passing lane. Almost gets a deflection, but instead, you're right. It's the creativity of Luke Nelson there to get it to go.
DeBoos now will step back. Oh, he had his man down below, and they're going to get Sharma. And it was a beautiful look. He was trying to get it down to Farah Ali Hadjic, who had posted up Sharma. And Sharma just said, not so much. 77-70 is the other game. Manchester on top of Cheshire. They've got just under 6 minutes to play in that ball game.
This league is unpredictable.
I said, who saw that coming?
You would think I'm supposed to be a so-called expert in this
right,
game.
That's why you get paid the big money. Come on, Ant.
Cheshire, you'd feel would be pretty comfortable there at home, but they're not.
Ball swatted away. Ali Hadjic gives it right back, and a foul's going to be called with Frazier Malcolm driving down. 69-61, 7:40 play in our game on Sky Sports. Todd Harris, Ant Rowe, he is the legend from the Leicester Riders, and you've seen a little bit of everything tonight. We saw London come out kind of flat in that first period. Caledonia looks like they're going to put away, but they didn't have the wherewithal to end it. They just let them hang around too long.
Well, what do they say? Defense wins championships, and London Lions have been so much better defensively in that second and third quarter. It's carried into the fourth quarter for them, and it's made things very difficult for Caledonia to consistently score the ball, which I think has negatively impacted them on the defensive end as well.
And now the London Lions, short 5 players due to injury, are trying to nurse this one home as it's 1 versus 2. Conor Morgan, big man, spins, drives, pass underneath, looking for Sharma into the hands of Nelson, and he plays it off the side of the standard.
That's the most difficult shot in basketball there. You see Luke Nelson was so far in the corner. He needed to curl that one in for it to land.
Look at this, catches the Kareem. Oof. He was calling glass. I'm sure that's what he was trying to do.
He was trying to
calling glass.
He was trying to David Beckham from the corner. That's what he was trying to do.
Bend it in. Gabe Olasheni now checking back into the game. So you've got Morgan and Gabe Olasheni on the court as Sharma steps off. Karen Sandy also staying in. Ali Hadjic kicks it out to the right-hand side. Sky's up there, and they're going to be a foul called in it. Is that Jordan Taylor's 4th? Nope. They're going to call it on Caledonia. For a minute there, I thought Jordan Taylor picked up number 4.
Yeah, it must be from over the back there. Offensive foul.
You sense that Ali Hadjic, who's a tremendous player, he's just, I don't say it's ring rust, he's just been out, as Drew pointed out earlier, with that injury, kind of getting back into the flow, getting those minutes back up. He just does not seem to be in sync with Caledonia's offense.
Yeah, it just takes time, and again, I can't re-emphasize enough, you know, the play, your talent doesn't change, it's just your mentality, confidence.
And the travel's going to call on Kieran Sandy as he took the cross-court pass from Jordan Taylor right in front of the Caledonia bench, and head coach Gareth Murray had already had the travel signal going before the whistle was blown.
Caledonia have an opportunity here. They just got to capitalize on it. They said pre-game Bozic was concerned about them slowing the ball down, being physical, and you feel like at this pace, you'd rather it be for Caledonia.
Oh, beautifully crashed in as Trent Buttrick came flying in on the baseline on the weak hand side and puts it back in. A big basket for the Gladiators, down to 6 points. Sold out crowd tonight at Play Sport Arena in East Kilbride, Scotland. A wild shot there, and they're going to count it as Gabe Olasheni got tangled up and somehow managed to get that ball up and in. He's still shaking his head.
Remarkable play there. Aggressive double team. So aggressive that the foul was called. You see, wow, big bump there from Malcolm. But Gabe Olasheni remains focused. Finishes the play.
Frazier Malcolm came in late on the double team and just too much contact with Olasheni, and the big man at 6'10" rises up. Played his college ball at the University of Iowa in the States. Coming off a big performance last time these two teams played. 28 points, 7 rebounds, and they're going to lean on him heavy over this last 6:15. Alahodzic inside, kicks it right back. Whelan. Oh, they need that to fall. Paliza cannot get his shot. He looked like he had signs of being hot in the first quarter, and then they went away from him.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to consistently knock that down. They're 7 for 20 now from the three-point line.
14 seconds on the shot clock, under 6 minutes to play in the ball game. Whelan. Morgan steps out on him, and he's going to get an and one opportunity.
Patrick Whelan getting it done on all accounts, and he's been that bright spark for the Caledonia Gladiators, because you know he would be high on the... Look at this. Strong hands there as well. You see the swipe down from Connor Morgan, but Patrick Whelan has enough strength to maintain possession, but enough finesse to finish the play.
I know Coach Rob in the studio would like to have him back in Leicester.
Oh, yeah.
Whelan can't convert, and that's a point lost there. So stays a 7-point lead, 72-65. Gareth Murray, you don't even have to look at the scoreboard. You can tell by his demeanor he is not happy with the way his team has performed, and letting our Drew Lasker know at halftime what they needed to do. And for the most part, they have limited Gabe Olasheni's easy touches that he was getting in the first half. But it's Connor Morgan has kind of been the problem now in the second half. Jordan Taylor will let this one fly and hits clutch. Veteran play from Jordan Taylor.
That's a big one. Just one you feel Caledonia generating some hope. Jordan Taylor just crushes it with that three-point shot.
Buttrick shot off the mark. Bradley Caboza now. He's going to take this one all the way to the rack, and he's going to get fouled and fouled hard. As Paliza would say, you may get a foul shot, but you're not going to get the and one.
Yeah, I'm not overly in love with that defense there. You see Ian DeBoost, he tried to sort of reach in. You've got to, when the fast breaks there, the foot speed, you want to try and stay in between the man and the basket there. But instead he's trying to reach around, which then leaves you very exposed. Paliza's not a shot blocker. He's not what he's known for. I think if that's Clifton Moore Jr. inside, then...
Different story.
Yeah, but not great defense there from Caledonia.
What I say, once you leave your feet, you put it in the hands of the officials.
Yeah.
Who held his ground outside the circle, could have been case for a charge, but he went for the block, and that's going to send Bradley Caboza to the line. A 79% free throw shooter. Takes a hard shot, misses the first.
Well, this might work out in Caledonia's favor.
Yeah.
But essentially, what you want to do with someone like Bradley Caboza, 22 years old, you want him to make a decision. You know Jordan Taylor's going to make the right decision, but you don't know if everyone else is going to make the right decision.
So Caboza's going to come out. They're probably going to have the trainer take a look at him. Luke Nelson gets a short breather. He's back in. So you've got Taylor and Nelson on the court for head coach Peter Bosic. You got to feel pretty good about the decision-making there. Connor Morgan also on there. So that's a nice threesome that the Lions are rolling out. Gabe Olasheni extends that defense. And that's off the foot. Patrick Whelan got tangled up. That's been a great battle all night long with him and Luke Nelson. That time played off his foot.
Goes back to defense as well. Again, London Lions playing strong defensive possessions when they need to. And that's why they've got themselves a 11-point lead here in this game.
4-0 run for the Lions with us last minute. And again, Luke Nelson looking to the open man in the corner. And Kieran Sandy just found that same spot. Remember just moments ago, Kieran Sandy was teed up, ready to do it again, and he got called for the travel. He goes right back to it because he knows that Nelson's going to find him.
What an excellent find that is from Nelson as well.
This one's starting to get out of control as the London Lions not resting on their laurels, playing prevent defense. Three-pointer on the way, buried by Prince Onwas.
Suffocating defense from London on that occasion. Almost a turnover, but Prince Onwas takes it. Matters into his own hands there, stepping into that three-point shot.
Simple math here, Ant Rowe. You can't keep trading baskets with the Lions. At some point, Caledonia's got to get some stops.
Correct.
Taylor can't get it to fall. Nelson tries to keep it alive. Here come the Gladiators. There's a good stop for them. Got to come back with a bucket. Boom!
Big stop there from Caledonia, and ball winds up in the hands of Paleza, who knocks it down.
Bosic has seen enough with 4:04 to play. Their lead has shrunk down to single digits. We've got a classic in Scotland. Lions, Gladiators, stick around for the final 4 minutes. .404 to play in this one, and just moments ago, Lucas Paleza hits a big three to cut that lead to 8 points. So Caledonia showing life on their home court, and their head coach Gareth Murray drawing up the defense. They'll extend it full court pressure. If you're the London Lions, Ant Rowe, what do you think Peter Bosic is telling his squad?
I think he's just saying remain composed. You know, the game has certainly slowed down. It's not as fluid as it once was, and I think he would just want the ball in the hands of their veterans, their experienced players.
Kieran Sandy left wide open, and it's knocked out of bounds, and the Lions catch a huge break there. Another 14 seconds on the shot clock, and they maintain possession with that 8-point lead.
Interesting stat there with bench points. London Lions lead the league in bench points per game, and even though with a depleted roster, their bench points are still paying dividends here today.
They're going to catch Princeton Onwas. He was holding up Connor Morgan, who's going to go back door and try to cut in there. And then you see the other game, Cheshire and Manchester. That one's not over yet. 82-86, 2:20 to play in that one. Cheshire still in this, and Manchester, this would be a huge win for the Giants if they could pull this off.
Oh, huge, and they were without their leading scorer, Jamal Anderson. He's out injured today. So massive chunk of their offense and defense missing today, and yet they're still winning the game.
Jordan Taylor had the baseline, kicks it out. Doesn't get it to fall. Olasheni keeps it alive, and another shot clock, 14 seconds. Olasheni now going to work on the inside, and he's going to get the bump. This time going right against the youngster, Clifton Moore Jr. CMJ is going to pick up the foul.
demoralizing possession there for the Caledonia Gladiators. They do so well in getting that defensive stop, but they weren't able to secure that defensive rebound, which now gives Olasheni an opportunity to shoot 2 from the free throw line.
And you hit on it perfectly. It's demoralizing because they were playing good defense and 3 possessions, and the Lions just regroup, start again, re-rack, start again, and 3 times over, and they're going to come away with at least a point as Olasheni hits the first.
That's exactly it, and as talented as London Lions are as well offensively, you do not want to give them second chance opportunities.
Is this a game now where you think London Lions are going to kind of grind this thing out, use full shot clock, and I don't say ugly it up, but just take their time, run offense, run clock, and the Gladiators are going to want to do just the opposite?
That's exactly it. You know, time management, clock management now for the London Lions, and assuming that they make intelligent plays here, they should put themselves in a really good position here to win this basketball game.
Olasheni again extending that defense way out there. Anwas thought about the 3, pulls it back in, drives across the line. Morgan on him, scoops it up and over, and Morgan comes away with it and wraps that thing up like a bundle of bread. Jordan Taylor now directing the traffic. Under 3 minutes to play. Oh, beautiful entry pass, finding Kieran Sandy in there while everyone was focusing on Connor Morgan. He finds Kieran Sandy down low on the block for an easy layup.
Just like that, a missed shot that one end, and then a missed assignment on the other end for Caledonia Gladiators. And Kieran Sandy been given the opportunity here today in the starting lineup. 9 points personal for him. This is a prime example of one. There's absence, there's people stepping up, capitalizing on their opportunities.
Taking advantage of that opportunity, and Kieran Sandy come up with 2 huge buckets in this 4th period. 5 points for him over the last 4 minutes. And now Gareth Murray, does this change his offensive attack altogether now? They trailed by 12. Still a lot of basketball to play with 2:50 full timeouts, but they got to find some way to start hitting outside threes.
There is, Todd, a lot of basketball left to play, but yeah, points have been really difficult to come by since that first quarter.
More basketball coming up in the new year, 2024 Sky Game of the Week. It'll be the 5th of January, 7:45, as we get the trophy off and running. Newcastle and Manchester. Do the Giants get a win tonight? We'll tune in and find out here in just a matter of moments. And Newcastle, the Eagles, still kind of looking for some identity. Winning the trophy, as Caledonia did last year, and would be a nice way to salvage a season that maybe doesn't have you in the top 5 right now.
Well, for sure, you know, it's the beauty of that competition. There's a pause now in league play, and you've got an opportunity to win a piece of silverware. And you know, Cheshire Phoenix will know what that's like. They did that a couple of seasons ago. They were 1 shot away from doing it last year. Caledonia hitting that famous buzzer beater
from the baseline. 2-point lead for the Giants as that shot is up and in.
Good response there from Indibils, who knocks that one down. But this is where it's going to count now for Caledonia, as they've got to remain strong here on the defensive end.
Olasheni takes the quick pass, and there's the defensive stop. So now 10-point lead coming up on 2:15 to play in the ball game. Whelan driving, dishing, and great backside help.
It looked
Luke
good,
Nelson,
didn't it?
Yeah, he's going to get called for the foul, but that was some great help.
Wow. Yeah, looked like good anticipation there from Luke Nelson, but Caledonia get an opportunity here. And you kind of want Patrick Whelan to go up there. I think he was a little bit too selfless there on that last play. Did an excellent job of penetrating right in the middle of that London Lions defense. But instead of taking up strong himself, he passed to his big man down low.
Clifton Moore, an 86% free throw shooter, hits the first, cuts it to a 9-point lead.
Which is excellent, because you just often associate poor free throw shooting with the big guys. Again,
what's the key? What's the key for a big man hitting his foul shot?
I don't know. I want to say repetition, but I practiced them a lot, and I think I was a 60% free throw shooter, so I don't have that secret, Todd.
Shaquille O'Neal struggled his whole career shooting free throws, and he's in the Hall of Fame, so it's all good. Knocked out of his hands in the air. Jordan Taylor thought he got fouled. It will stay with the Lions, but only 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Good call. Oh, doesn't miss that very often. Connor Morgan coming off that screen, can't get it to hit. Another opportunity, and it's a block foul on Luke Nelson.
4th team foul now for London Lions, so everything thereafter will put Caledonia on the line, but more importantly for them, stops the clock and gives them an opportunity to score points from any foul thereafter.
There you see the foul situation. 1:44 to play in the ball game, and it's an 8-point Lion lead. 1 minute to play. Manchester and Cheshire. 3-point lead for the Giants. Not a complete shocker, but Manchester getting this win over Cheshire. Oh, coach right there is sweating his.
It's a shock to me.
Yeah.
I thought Cheshire would win this one pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
I think they didn't play particularly well last game, but you just think at home, and again, without Manchester, the absence of Jamal Anderson.
Yeah, you talked about him out with injury. So back to our game at hand. Caledonia, shot clock not an issue. 14 seconds, 13 now. Game clock coming up on 1:30 to play. 8-point lead for the London Lions, clad in their traveling whites. On the drive, that's going to be short. Ball batted around. It goes right back out. From 3. Off the front of the rim. They'll reset it. Another 3. Here it comes. Got the second one.
Wow, good energy there on the offensive glass from Caledonia. Good decision from Patrick Whelan as well, because he could have put that shot up himself. But instead, he gives it back to Pleaser, who was not going to miss on the second time of asking.
Shooter's going to shoot. 83-78. Here it is. Wow. When it's done right, it's a thing of beauty.
It really is. So pure. And that's his 3rd three-pointer of this evening. 3 for 8.
Well, just 2 minutes ago, we thought this game was pretty much done and dusted, with London holding on to a 12-point lead. 1:19 to play. We'll listen in to Gareth Murray.
Lucas, you're coming through. Down here, give him space. Coming through. Don't get a moving screen. Let him fly through. The end zone, as soon as you make the pass, Ian, over the top right here. Nice and high and wide right here. Luke out of Pat. Pitch it back. This is Jordan Taylor, one-on-one. One-on-one, all right? After that, down there, communicate on the ball screen. They're going to run something probably for Jordan Taylor going left. Connor Morgan for 3, or short roll for game. All right? That's what they're looking
for. Oh, good clear instruction there from Gareth Murray. What I liked about that, he's given his team options offensively for when they do regain possession, but also giving them the heads up of what's to come. That's good scouting. That's a coach who's watched a lot of game film and understanding. Sometimes it's guesswork as well, because the opposite coach can randomly put something else in there. You never fully know unless you hear the play being called.
And I love the fact he said, don't get a moving screen. What to do and what not to do.
Sometimes you got to sleep the office. You got to remember, this is a high pressure game. Players are fatigued. You don't think straight sometimes when you're fatigued. So no, you've got to sometimes keep it simple. Remind the players.
Shot clock at 5. Jordan Taylor takes it right down the middle of Main Street. Ball knocked away, and here come the Gladiators. In the corner, left wide open. Can't get it to fall. Connor Morgan did a great job of defending without fouling. That was a huge defensive stand for the Lions.
Excellent. As you say, Connor Morgan does a really good job of using his length there.
This is almost a situation where you might have to start thinking about fouling. Jordan Taylor hesitates momentarily. He drives, and it's going to stay with the Lions. But the key, Ant Rowe, is the Lions' burning clock.
Yeah. And getting defensive stops as well is huge. It's huge just to apply that pressure, make things incredibly difficult.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Olasheni. Nelson lets this one fly. Almost in, doesn't fall. It's going to be a foul away from the ball, this time on Connor Morgan, as he got tangled up with Patrick Whelan on the rebound. Whelan was trying to block him out, and Morgan just went right through him. Yeah. So they will stroll down to the other end of the court here at Place Sport Arena. And this is the best news for the Gladiators, Ant, because the clock has stopped, and now it's an opportunity for the Gladiators to score some points.
That's exactly what they want as well.
Whelan needed that one. An 84% free throw shooter, misses the first. It is definitely nail-biting time in Scotland.
I was going to say, look at that. No words needed, no captions. The nerves there on the face of that.
That's the second. So it's a 4-point game, 2-possession game. And how soon do you foul the Lions? And find out, oh, Jordan Taylor took a shot, and this is something the officials are going to want to talk about. I don't think it was intentional above the shoulder, but anytime you make contact above the shoulder in the British Basketball League, the officials are going to take a long, hard look at this. Yeah, it's definitely on Ian DuBose.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He was swatting at it. What do you think?
Oh, the modern game basketball, sometimes it's like we're watching FIFA. It's you know, you got to play up to it because it, you know, it can be an advantage for your team. I understand why players do it.
So JT will stroll to the line. 13 points, 5 rebounds in the last game against Caledonia. And here he is, a 70% free throw shooter. Hits it. And that's huge because that now makes it a 5-point lead. If he hits this one, it still remains a 2-possession game with a 3-pointer in play, but 17.2 seconds on the shot clock, of the game clock, excuse me. And Taylor hits the second. Clutch performance from Jordan Taylor.
Yeah, he's been excellent and the difference maker in many circumstances. Knows when to pop up and make a big play. And that could be the nail in the coffin. There's still time, Todd, but you're going to need superhero performances now from Caledonia.
Now they're trying to figure out exactly where the clock should be, and it's going in the wrong direction, but it should be around 14 seconds left. It looked like they started it after Taylor hit the second free throw, so they'll get that squared away. 79-84, going to the huddle of Caledonia, and Gareth Murray, as he paces outside. What would you call up here, Ant?
You've got to get a quick hitter. You know, I think you're in the territory now. He's going to put up 3. I think you'd want to get a penetration and kick, or perhaps Paliza coming off a screen. But you've got shooters there ready and waiting. You know, Onwat had an excellent game. Yeah. He's got 19 points personal. You could run something up for Whelan or Paliza.
Yeah, give you the next question. How quickly foul? They're going to foul right away. Are you aware? Have you scouted out London well enough to know who's on the floor and who is the worst free throw shooter? That's the guy you go after, or you just at this point just got to foul someone?
Well, I always think that's one of those. If you've got a good assistant coach, that should be their role. You know, you've got a head coach who his job is to fight fires right now and there, and that's to give team instructions. No, you've got to have someone there on the bench there supporting that. In that, you know, we know who we've got to foul. Sometimes though, it's not an option. You know, for London, they've got to get the ball in the hands of their point guard, which is Jordan Taylor. He's not a bad free throw shooter.
Manchester did get the win over Chester by 4 points, 92-88. So now it is just this show. And a nice drive and off the front, and that has kind of been the story of the night for the Gladiators. Perfectly executed, but Ian DuBose had too much head of steam as he came in, laid it off the glass, and it just came back out.
Oh, it's so unfortunate because if you clip his misses, they've all been there and thereabouts. He's missed a fair few layups. He's 3 for 9 from the field, but these are plays that he ordinarily makes. He's a guy that averages 15 points per game. Attended Wake Forest University.
Yep.
He's played in Denmark, Germany. He's still an up-and-coming pro, only 24 years old, but these are plays that he makes consistently.
86-79, 8.6 seconds. Pretty much a foregone conclusion with Gable Asheni, an 86% free throw shooter. And he buries both of them. And the fans in East Kilbride are going to have a disappointing drive home as the final seconds tick away. And that'll do it. So the London Lions come to town and get a victory, down by 14 in the first half. They battle back. They led by 1 at halftime. They led by 8 after 3. And the final score, 87-79. A hard-fought battle for that entire squad.
Yeah, I think so, Todd. And this was a game of character. This was not an easy schedule for them coming up to Scotland now. First quarter was pretty an uphill battle for them, 26-18, but they responded well. They had players make key contributions in there, and they're going to leave this now victorious.
Yeah, you got some work still to do. Who do you have for the player of the game in this battle? Because it was a good one. There's a lot of names I know you could have picked.
This was a real tough one. Olaseni, big contributions from him, 18 points, 8 rebounds. Connor Morgan had a double-double with 12 points, 11 rebounds, but it was Jordan Taylor for me. 14 points, 8 assists. It was a clear difference when you knew he wasn't on court. Luke Nelson did an excellent job of running those spots, but Jordan Taylor for me popped up some big plays there, made some big shots. 14 points, 8 assists, player of the game.
Jordan Taylor doing a great job, not only with his leadership, but coming up with some timely baskets when London needed them most. And he's just such a smart player. He knows when to offensively insert himself, and he knows when to back off and be a distributor. But he did a great job as Gabe Olaseni is mug on his birthday. We wish Gabe a very happy birthday. Young man out of Plaistow, UK, 6'10" center, played his ball at the University of Iowa. Coming off a big performance, they lean on him heavily, and without the services of Sam Decker, Matt Morgan, Tariq Phillip, Dante Grantham, Mo Solowati, London comes way north, and they get a victory. Telling his team it's not tough, but keep your heads up. It's a long, he's right, it's a long season. There's still a lot of ball to play. Right now, let's head it down courtside. Drew Lasker standing by with the man of the match, Jordan Taylor, the player of the game.
JT, big time win, big time performance. As my colleague, I need you to put on your analyst hat and break down what just happened to us tonight.
Man, honestly, we started out slow. We obviously shorthanded, missing 2 big-time scores, but honestly, that's probably one of the best team wins we've had all year, man. Everybody touched it. See, 18, 14, 12, 5. The young guys, Kareem, Brad, Kieran, Lil Josh, man, all them dudes came to play. Everybody contributed. And, you know, that's how we got to do in Euro Cup and BBL moving forward.
And you touched on it.
Basketball league, my bad, y'all.
Well, you touched on it. 5 guys out. We've seen you over the last couple weeks. Let us inside your mentality. How have you been able to keep delivering?
Man, honestly, as a vet, I just try and lead by example, but you know, these guys are all talented basketball players. We have a lot of talent on our team. So it's really just playing for one another, holding each other accountable, holding yourself accountable. And you know, when you do that with talent, good things happen.
There you go, Jeanette. Back to you. This guy right here,
what's
big
up,
time.
Jeanette? Who else in there? Ovi? Who in there? Ovi, Jeanette? What's up, y'all?
Back to you, Jeanette.
As always, thank you so much, Drew, and of course, Jordan Taylor, player of the game. But let's take a look at these stats. Wowee, what a game for them to come back, Coach Rob. They were down by 14 points in the first.
Well, incredible win for them. One of the wins of the season, but when you look at it, it was their defense. They started out really slow on that end of the floor, but you look at the numbers, 40% shooting from 2 for Caledonia, only 9 threes made. They did such a good job locking down on that end of the floor.
Yeah, and 28 assists isn't a bad number to have either, like Jordan mentioned. You know, it's a team effort tonight, and the stats reflect that.
Wow, what a game. Let's get into it. Let's just see how this played out. It was just that 1 point. Just that 1 point separating both teams at the break, and that momentum the Lions ended the half with was fully locked in for the third. 10-point lead and impressive plays, especially from Luke Nelson as well. Most points and most minutes in that third, doing a lot of the heavy lifting for the Lions. And defensively, London frustrating the Gladiators at home. Into the fourth, saw a potential opportunity to bring that game back, but not enough from the Gladiators. It was the Lions that did the roaring in the end. We can hand back down to Drew Lasker. He's courtside with Peter Bozit.
Coach, 5 guys down, missing over 60 points. What are you most proud of about that performance?
I mean, the team performance. Really, the young players step up tonight with energy on both ends. You know, more experienced guys were on their level. So after first quarter, we really played amazing 3 quarters of basketball.
And you always talk about defense. You gave up 26 points in the first. You're down by 14. What changed defensively for you?
I mean, the level of physicality, communication, that's the one of the emphasis lately. So, and of course, securing the defensive glass with the boxing out, and we didn't allow Caledonia to have a lot of offensive rebounds.
Coach, congratulations. Happy New Year. Should be a fun ride back.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you too and everybody else. Good luck.
Back to you, Jeanette.
Thank you very much to Drew and, of course, to Todd and to Ant as well, calling that one for us. And what a game that was. Coach Rob, you're watching alongside myself and Josh. Now, for London to be able to pull off a win like that is incredibly impressive, considering, A, their injury list and just their fatigue in general.
Yeah, you could see it. You definitely could see it early. They didn't really have their legs, especially defensively, but they got great leadership and great chemistry on that team. We all know about the talent. You could see it. But the chemistry and the leadership, you could see the bench was really into the game, the guys that were injured, and that's important in games like this.
And I'm sure for Caledonia as well, Josh, incredibly frustrating for them, knowing that they came out the gate so quick, so fast, so hard, and at home as well. They're going to be mad about that.
Absolutely. Like we mentioned before, if they were going to get it done, tonight would have been the night. You know, it's coming with London having just coming up back from Paris, being depleted. Like, tonight was the night to do it. So that's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, and in terms of, we just heard from him there, Jordan Taylor. Antro picked him out as player of the game. Deserved, in your opinion, Coach Rob?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think, he came on and make the big plays. Remember, he had 3 fouls going into the second half. They didn't start him to start the second half, but he ended up on 3 fouls, and he was able to run the show for him in the crucial minutes. And, when you're playing with a guy like that, he gives you confidence. Every player on that team, the veterans, the young players, having a guy like that running the show will make you feel better about your own game.
Absolutely, but it was a tough choice, though, Josh, between Jordan and Connor Morgan as well. We spoke about him at the top of the show. Someone who's really stepped up for this London Lions team.
Yeah, absolutely. I knew he'd be a big part of this win tonight, but I don't think he did it in the way that I expected. He struggled tonight from the three-point line, only 1 for 6, I believe, and didn't even get to the free throw that much. But he managed to do a lot of his damage inside the paint, still being able to contribute in a way that maybe wasn't traditional for him, but making a big impact for his team nonetheless.
That's huge. And for the London Lions, Josh, they face your team next, Surrey Scorchers, New Year's Day. Watching them here today, what kind of insight does that give you, considering A, how tired they are, and B, the kind of depth that they might provide on the day?
Well, absolutely. So just like Caledonia, I smell blood. This is an opportunity for us to go and get it. But this just shows that this isn't a team that's just going to lie down. They came out very sluggish in the first quarter, but able to turn it around. So that's we've got to do a good job of making sure that we keep the pressure on as well.
Okay, let's see how you go. I wish you the best of luck. You've seen what they're about. Let's have a look at our results and fixtures in the league this week. So look at that, everybody had 4 games. So yesterday, Newcastle Eagles against the Plymouth City Patriots, 95-82. Leicester Riders, 81-87 there against the Bristol Flyers. Today, 88-92. As you look at that result, the Cheshire Phoenix losing to Manchester Giants, and as you've just seen, the London Lions there taking the win against the Caledonia Gladiators. Tomorrow, Saturday, the Leicester Riders, Coach Rob will be in action alongside his team with the Sheffield Sharks at 5 o'clock. Plymouth City Patriots at 8 o'clock against the Newcastle Eagles. Both of those, of course, available on our YouTube channel. And then on Sunday, it's the Sheffield Sharks. They take on the Manchester Giants at 3 o'clock. And then on Monday, as I just mentioned, Surrey Scorchers against the London Lions, 3 o'clock, your New Year's Day fixture. And that's have a look at the standings, look at the table and see how that affects the table. Caledonia Gladiators still in second, London Lions still on top. You can see there both games played, 24 and 21. 21 games London Lions have won, just the 3 lost. They maintain that record, not making a difference. So we're closing out the year. Coach Rob, Josh Steele alongside me. Coach Rob, for yourself, we can see there's a few games that are coming up there, and it's an exciting end to the year 2023 for the British Basketball League, surely.
Yeah, no question about it. Exciting, and we turn our attention to the trophy competition in January. So a lot to be excited about in this league, and as you see, anyone can beat anyone on the day.
It is the most unpredictable league. We were speaking about that earlier, Josh, and for you, this makes it exciting, surely.
Yeah, 100%. It means, you're looking to go and get a win against anybody you play. There's no givens in this league. You have to go and take it and, earn it.
Fantastic, Josh. Coach Rob, thank you so much. And thank you as well to watching. I wish you a happy new year. There's plenty coming up in the British Basketball League. As you've just seen, you can catch it all on our YouTube channel. But from us here, it's a very good night.